So, hello and welcome. I'm not even sure what I'm going to call this channel yet, but if I didn't start now, I don't think I would have ever started. So, yeah, there we go. What is this video about? It is about my home lab. I have no script, there's no editing involved. This is going to be a one-shot video, kind of like the good old days of YouTube, I guess. So, let's start with the main event, and it is this ThinkStation P320. This is the heart of my home lab, basically. It is the most reliable thing I've had so far, because this Dell Optiplex, I don't know if you can see it, here it is. This Dell Optiplex is unreliable as hell. This ThinkStation P320, however, is rock solid, and I recently did an upgrade on it that I am super happy with. What is this upgrade, you may ask? Well, I added four 4 terabyte hard drives, and they are WD purples because I couldn't shell out for the WD Red Pros or the WD Red Plus, and I needed something that was CMR so that it works well with like a ZFS array or something. So here we go. 4 terabyte hard drives. This time I learned from my mistake, because previously I had 2 3 terabyte hard drives in a RAID 0. I think you can guess how that ended. One of the 3 terabyte hard drives died because the electricity is more than shoddy over here. It is unreliable as hell. So one of the 3 terabyte drives died, and all my data was lost. So this time I learned, and I have them all set up in a RAID Z1 array. That means that I have 3 of the 4 hard drives usable, and 1 is for redundancy. So I can lose 1 drive from the 3, and everything will be intact. But if I lose 2, that is not going to be a good scenario. But hopefully that doesn't happen. They're WD purples after all. And I know what everyone is going to say. I should have gotten WD Red Pro or WD Red Plus or like some of the Seagate Exos drives. Truly, it was outside of my budget. I am so fucking broke right now. Anyways, so this is the storage situation. Now, I managed to score this ThinkStation with 16 gigs of ECC DDR4 memory and an Intel Xeon, I don't remember the name to be honest, Intel Xeon E3 1270V6 clocked at 3.8 gigahertz, has 4 cores and 8 threads for $100. Now, I upgraded the memory from 16 to 32, not with the prices that are going on right now, by the way. That was a long time ago, so thankfully, I guess I have a fortune right now. So the memory is serving me well. The CPU might think about upgrading it in the future, but I don't believe that there is like any CPU else that is worth upgrading for this platform at least. So I would have to do a complete motherboard swap, which I'm not interested in doing, to be honest. What do I use this server for? I'm glad you asked, or didn't ask. I'm not sure if anyone is going to even see this video. So I host Image, which is like a Google Drive replacement. Not Google Drive to be specific, it's actually Google Photos. So you can't like upload documents there, but it's like Google Photos. So photos, videos. It's really, really cool. Like, it's really cool. And I have it using the Quadro P1000 I have inside. We're going to come back to that later. It is so smart. It can identify people by faces. It can separate them. It doesn't even confuse the same person whether they're young or old. So both you 5 years ago and you now, you're the same person. I had Google Photos make that mistake. Jellyfin, which is, as you might know, like a Netflix or Hulu or like whatever media streaming replacement. I can host my own media, and trust me, I do have a lot of media on here. Of course, it is all legally obtained. And Tailscale for remote management. So those are the 3 services that I host right now, with many, many, many more to come, hopefully, just once I have the time for it. Now you might be wondering why I have a decapitated laptop on my desk. I'm glad you asked. This laptop I managed to get for free because it has no display, and luckily enough, it came with an SSD. And as you can see, there is an old TV up there. What used to happen was that I had this laptop hooked up to the TV, and I had it running something called Android TV x86. It was a project on GitHub that ended a long time ago, I believe, but I still have it on here, so I might make a dump of this SSD eventually. What are the issues with this approach? pretty much everything. It is that the laptop does not power on when the TV powers on. It is that I cannot natively control this Android TV, if we're going to call it that right now. I cannot natively control this Android TV with the Google Home app or the Google TV app, whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. I have to use the weirdest app in existence called Zenk Remote. And believe me, it is one of the worst, I wouldn't say the worst, one of the weirdest pieces of software I have ever used. It is riddled with ads. It cannot change the volume, even though it has like volume up and volume down buttons. And it is so shit. Like, genuinely, it is so bad. But it's the only thing that works on this. Now, why do I have this not hooked up there? Well, because I am working on updating it, because there are new players in town now. There's like Android TV 13, Android TV 11, and like there are forks of it. They're not as reliable as this, because I did try them out. But I am going to switch to them eventually. Maybe they're unreliable because I'm doing something wrong with the setup. But hopefully I'm going to switch to that soon. You might also be wondering why there's like a radio right over there on the left. I'm going to get to that soon. But let's get to why this Dell PC exists in the first place. It is not just for monitoring the server. Actually, it's not for that at all. It runs Cups. Cups is so fucking amazing. I cannot overstate how incredible this is. Cups is literally the best like printer or like printer networking tool that I have ever used. I tried this feature on Windows, like where you can share a printer. It is just so awful. This just works. Although the setup of Cups is pretty tedious and you have to like edit files in Vim or Nano, but you could also just edit the configuration file over here. It is so worth it. I have this hooked up, as you can see, to my printer. If we can go to manage printers, I have this hooked up to my old Samsung printer, as you can see over here. It has this below it because it has a problem with the rollers and they need to be replaced, so it's a temporary solution that works, so I'll probably not fix it. So I have this over here, managing the printer, making it accessible over the network, and it is just phenomenal. This is the entire purpose that this Dell PC serves, because I cannot get Cups working on TrueNAS scale, but I can get it running on this. It's running Ubuntu 25 point something, 25.4 I believe. What I need to do to this Dell laptop, laptop PC, is that I need to replace the hard drive with an SSD, because it's a Hitachi 250 gig hard drive, which is ancient, that is so degraded that the Ubuntu installer only detected 80 gigs. And I am sure that I have no mixed up hard drives in there. This is the only drive that is in there. So I need to get that replaced with an SSD ASAP, but again, not with today's prices. Now, you might be asking, what about this? This radio, actually I have multiple, yes, multiple, and I'll explain why right now. This radio is not just a radio. It is also a Bluetooth speaker. I'll be making a video on that soon, hopefully. We'll see if that happens. But it's cool and I want to get the word out. I'll probably name the video something like, you don't need a Bluetooth speaker, you already have the best one, or something like that. We'll see if anyone watches this video anyways. This radio is retrofitted with Bluetooth. How? It has a CD line in connection, and I got a Bluetooth chip called XFWBT. This chip connects to the CD line and just uses an external 5-volt power supply to supply power to the Bluetooth chip. And once you switch to the CD line mode, this all of this just gets turned into a Bluetooth speaker. It's so cool. I have a few problems with it, but I'm not even using like an external 5-volt power supply. I'm like, this will get explained further in in the next video. Hopefully it exists. As for this is just an Xbox 360. It's not even plugged into anything. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little tour of my home lab, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. No editing, no script, nothing whatsoever. You can tell that by the myriad of issues and like stutters that I had throughout this video. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.